and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Let's Keep It a Buck podcast. We do things differently every single episode. Before we start, though, rest in peace to Bill Walton. Rest in peace to a legend. Seeing the Celtics play today, very, heartwarming to know that his pain is over.
Yeah,
suffering type beat. Prayers out to the family through this hard time, but yeah, shout out to Bill Walton, man, legend, basketball legend. It's crazy. Basketball is not that old, man.
it is not. It's actually newer compared
It's like
to a
about
lot
to
of
be
other
80,
sports.
ain't it? 80 years ish.
Yeah, a lot of the legends are literally still alive. So
77.
That's tough. And last but certainly not least, if you're on the audio side, leave a 5-star review. BSOLZ, we got a 5-star review that you can see.
I actually don't. So y'all actually need to leave more 5-star reviews, please and thank you. So we got new ones.
I got one on the SoundCloud side. It says, "Love the pod, love the show, everything that you guys do. I appreciate it. Keep up with the changes." And then, P.S. Do not get a BMW. BSOLZ. And that is from Sage's Turtle, believe it or not. So appreciate it.
Turtle on all platforms. That's kind
on all platforms. Let's get into it, man. Listen, we got the big three here. We're gonna talk about some games that we may have missed. Tell you why you crowned that king too soon. We're gonna talk about the Stephen A. Smith, Jaylen Brown beef. And of course, we got to talk about some women. We're going to talk about why women don't deserve the WNBA.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
I think Damo is going to be right on board with me with that one. So
I've seen the tweets.
The DV allegations are literally insane. All right. But you know how we started off. First take is hot take or hot ass. We determine if the take is a hot take hot or ass take ass. Talking about the Cavs blowing it up. So I'm going to read this off to you guys here. The Cleveland Cavaliers will not risk losing Donovan Mitchell for nothing and will trade him if he doesn't accept their extension offer, rather than letting him play out next season on an expiring contract. I've been told the Cavs either would sign him to an extension this summer or trade him. They have zero intention of opening the 2024-2025 season with Mitchell heading into free agency this year. What are we doing here? If you are the Cavs, what's the way that they should go? What's the direction?
Well, shit. All three of us.
Y'all can go.
I started off. I say for me, you either take the insanely obvious approach of saying, "Yo, Don, our bad gang. Hope you do better elsewhere." Yo, Jarrett, my bad gang. Hope you do better elsewhere. And build around DG, Evan Mobley, see what more opportunities they potentially have. Or option two, hey, everybody but Don stays. I ain't gonna lie. So one of the two. There is an option for maybe a Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley thing, but I feel like that's still kind of trying to play with your actual playoff chances as well. I think an asset like Evan Mobley probably could get you a win now situation there. But either way, I wouldn't be so 10 toes on Donovan Mitchell. Now, I do think losing him for free agency is obviously just a bad thing to do. Or losing him via free agency is a bad thing to do.
Teams do it. Shouts out to the Hawks. God, bitch-ass niggas. Damo, do you want that cancer in your locker room, Donovan Mitchell?
Oh, my God.
As long as LeBron's not there, sure. I'll take Donovan Mitchell. But if I'm the Cavaliers, I mean, if we're saying this is a hot take or hot ass, I mean, I think it's a hot take because I would do the same thing. Let me know what you're doing. Are you picking this? Are you going to accept the extension, or do we need to trade Jazz? And I'm glad that they're doing this. I feel the same way I felt for the Tyrese Halliburton trade, and the same way I felt when the Timberwolves went to trade for Gobert. No matter what happens, I view this as a W because you're a franchise actually trying to do something to practically make your team better. So it's a win, in my opinion, because I don't deem you're doing anything right now. You're in purgatory.
I think that ceiling of that backcourt, it's just not high enough for me to build around DG and Donovan Mitchell. And maybe that means trading DG, but in my opinion, I would just build around DG and Evan Mobley. But nah, dude, like we're seeing the peaks of a backcourt right now that's bad defensively, in LUKA and Kyrie, relatively speaking, because they've actually been playing good defense. But even then, it's like, I'm sorry, DJ and Donovan Mitchell are not LUKA and Kyrie. So if that's what we're building around offensively, I just don't think that's the issue, to be honest with you. So I'm moving off of Donovan Mitchell and trying to get some new faces in that locker room, man. That era is over.
They're not even them offensively, which is the sad part, let alone do they not have the defensive potential.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just 2023, 2024 Michael Redd. You know?
DMITCH?
Yeah, we seen it, man.
Not too
cool.
much.
Cool player.
That's
player for
crazy.
Player for somebody to note from their era, but hey man, we seen it, bro.
I don't know about that one.
I think he's gonna be one of those dudes that we appreciate more once he's in a true number 2 role. Like we're trying to put, because he's too talented right now to like, because he wants to be a number 1 right now. So let's try, maybe we win with Donovan Mitchell right now? I don't think that's it. But once he becomes a number 2 on some Kyrie shit, that's when we'll really see Donovan Mitchell shine. But right now,
I personally think he's closer to a T-Mac than he is a Michael Redd, in my opinion. But that's just me.
T-Mac.
Yes, in terms of reputation, I think he's closer to T-Mac than Michael Redd.
I think Donovan Mitchell's pretty damn good. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a top 3 guard. He's a top 3 shooting guard in the NBA consistently at this point. This is another year of him being a top
3 shooting guard in the NBA. Though.
There was never a point when Michael Redd was a top 3 shooting guard.
He's shooting guard Paul George, bro, and Paul George is already a shooting guard, low-key.
And Paul George is closer to T-Mac than he is Michael Redd. So there we go.
No, I'm not disagreeing, because I've said this to Sage before. I think Donovan Mitchell and D-Book are the modern day Paul George and Jimmy Butler debate.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, literally every season, depending on the part of the season, you would think one is better than the other, and it flip-flops every year, bro. D-Wood is crazy.
Domo, he made 3rd team All NBA one year. How was he not a top 3 shooting guard?
What year did he make 3rd team All NBA?
This is 03-04.
Michael Redd?
Michael Redd.
No, that's
Big Red.
Michael Green. That's Michael Green you're looking at.
It had to be an injury or something, man.
Mickey year. Oh, let me see.
04?
03, 04?
He had that 1 year. He averaged
03,
like
04?
No, he had 2. My fault.
He averaged 22. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not giving you this till I dissect
14th in MVP week era.
Oh my god!
I gotta dissect the season, man. I'm sorry. I gotta see what's going on in the 03-04 season.
Cardiac said right after MJ, right before D Wade. Nigga, skip Kobe.
Wait, AI Kobe T-Mac? You're saying Michael Redd is top 3?
That's what I'm saying. Like, even if we go through, I don't think he's top 3.
Allen Iverson's a point guard. My bad.
Yeah.
Is he a point guard? Let's make a distinction
It's
now.
harder.
Now I got. I'm not saying now I got the
T-Mac's
lead
actually a
leaders.
small forward.
I got leaders this season.
In
So let's really get into it.
In 03-04, Albert Iverson did not make an All NBA team.
So who better?
Okay.
They won 33 games
He got snubbed.
for winning 33.
The voters are ass.
Keep going, please. Let's keep going.
He was trying to change culture. You know how people don't like that.
My next hot take or hot ass. My next hot take, hot ass, is we got BSOLZ guy DRAYMOND potentially being hypocritical here.
Biggest hater outside the NBA is Skip Bayless, sure. Dude just sit up there and spew hate. I hope I give him a soundbite for a show because it's dying. Like when you're hating every single day, for instance, like there's nothing this man has done to give you something to hate on every single day. Like you're a hater.
Now, this is the same guy who is actively hating on Rudy Gobert.
Can you pull up the video I posted on my Twitter? Because him coaching Daniel Gafford was
That's
funny
not
as
hate,
shit.
bro. That's not hate,
What
bro.
was funny about that?
That's not hate, bro.
I'm just saying, man. You coaching the op because you want him to
No,
fail so
bro.
bad. I like that. I like
knows,
it.
He knows the series is over, so he's like, "Yo, this is how you know."
He fuck with Daniel Gafford. What's the problem?
Yeah.
I just want to give you something. Okay. Anytime you catch the ball in the
Look how happy he is, too.
Going forward, you got DHO that way to the guard on that side. You got uphill back to the guy that just passed you. Then it puts you in a roll situation. You're getting dunked. So if you feel uncomfortable with that, just know you can go to that. And I think you've been doing a great job.
That nigga, he ain't hear none of that.
Wait, I just want to say, Shaq is like, DHO. What
What the hell is that?
The fuck is he talking about? I know.
Post up, big man.
Dang, you just get big.
Actually, Shaq looks so crazy right now.
You got uphill back to the guy that just passed you. Then they put you in a road situation, you getting dunked.
Look like that.
If you feel uncomfortable,
This that new shoe.
you can go to that. And I think you've been doing a great job. It's beautiful to see you playing with the basketball. I appreciate it.
You see barbecue on that grill?
Okay. Draymond Van Gundy. Quit stealing my stuff.
So what side of the triangle is that?
That is Shaq. Like, when does he post up?
When does he show? When does he show? When does he?
Is he
when does he show?
dropping right there?
Look at those lob. Just jump up and get it.
I think
When does he cut?
Shaq is so stupid. He like, damn, this is what they'll do with the Warriors. I can't guard that. I can't. Go
Why
ahead.
the Warriors would beat the Lakers a thread. Jesus.
crazy.
Is he hating? Does he have the right to hate like this?
Draymond?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, he can say whatever the fuck he wants. That's Big D.
I don't think we needed to clip that badly.
What the fuck?
I don't think we needed that clip that bad, man. I'm gonna just.
I'm just saying, bro, motherfuckers got their bias. He's clearly biased against Gobert. He feels like he's, a guy that's robbed a lot of people of DPOYs, maybe specifically him or his friends. So it's fuck him. Get the hate off, man.
I think this is hands down genuine hate because we're talking about the same Draymond who this season choked that nigga on the court. So I think if there was any case where you can say this nigga just don't like him, this is that situation. And I love it. This level of pettiness is grand, but just to put that tidbit out there, we are talking about the nigga who this very season choked that nigga out on the court. So, like, do with that what you will.
Yeah, Draymond is next gen Charles Barkley.
Man, Rudy Gobert took my man DPOYs, fought the nigga. And that's fine. Fuck, you want to know why? For two reasons. One, obviously a career-long personal beef, animosity, or whatever it could be. But two, most importantly, Draymond's still in the league. I'm all for it. But yeah, we ain't like Draymond's retired. Draymond's right there. And then a micro 2B, if you will. This is what y'all asked for. Y'all want the edumacation hoop talks. He did that in a funny way. I'm not mad at Draymond at all. In fact, I don't even think it's hate no more. I think he was schooling Daniel Gafford for it.
What you mean catch it in the middle? Keep rolling to the basket.
I ain't gonna lie. Giving that nigga I'm not a threat on offense tips is crazy. And that's why Daniel Gafford let that shit go on one ear and out the other. Nigga, I don't know if you ever knew this, but when you get it, you don't know what to do. As soon as I heard that, fuck you talking about?
Who don't know what to do?
Effectively, he just had to pass out. If you really think about it, like if he gets stuck, bro, you gotta have one dude on your right, one dude to your back. Just pass it out if you're stuck. Like, all right, man.
And then you get cut.
Daniel Gafford doesn't play that way. Sometimes rolling all the way to the basket isn't the answer, right? Like right then in that moment, and he just don't know. But so again, that's why Shaq is sitting there. What you mean? Just keep rolling. Why would you stop in the middle? What you mean by that? Like
people hand off left, pass it behind right. What?
No, my biggest criticism for Daniel Gafford has always been he tries to dunk on someone every possession. Like every possession, he tries to get a highlight of the night poster.
That Shaq shit was
Sometimes that shit works.
That Shaq shit was so funny to me. I don't know why. Let's talk about BSOLZ's Celtics. My bad. Let's talk about his Celtics. This has been an underwhelming, but also very much whelming. Conference finals? We're facing two sweeps right now as we sit here and we watch the ending of game 3 of the Celtics, or game 4, I'm sorry. Game 4 of the Celtics Pacers series. We've had some energy, shifts when it comes to how people are feeling about the Celtics. I've been seeing on my timeline, at least people are actually jumping on the Celtics bandwagon. But what's more important is we're seeing another Celtics sweep, or not sweep, I should say, but just a weak opponent from a lot of us. I want to start with how BSOLZ feels about his team now.
Oh, my confidence for us winning a championship is like 70 to 80 right now. Can't lie. Very confident. I love how we're playing, contrary to popular belief. But the road to the finals has definitely been weak. And if you wanted to call it Mickey, I can't lie. I do not blame you. I do not blame you one bit. You know, every single team that we faced has been injured. From the first round to the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're talking about their best player too. It's not just their third, fourth option. So yeah, it's definitely been unfortunate. I've been telling y'all going into the playoffs when I saw Miami was gonna be our first round matchup. Hey, fuck it, bro. Let's welcome the smoke with or without Jimmy. Let's welcome the smoke. It's unfortunate that these teams haven't been healthy. But does that change as to how good I think the Celtics are, who they can be, who they can't? No, absolutely not. I think going into the season, the marker of the season's success has been championship or nothing. That is still the case to this day. And anything short of a championship is a failure. So that's the only thing that'll really justify the season anyways. So nothing's changed, to be honest with you. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, I don't think that there's really any room to talk about Celtics. I don't think a lot of people up here don't necessarily care about it. And not to be disrespectful, it's just they haven't.
Yeah, the true test is the finals. So
yeah, Damo, can you give us some insight about the Pacers and what you've been seeing? Some bright spots to look forward to next year potentially, because this year it's not looking good.
Well, first things first, I think it's a foregone conclusion. Pascal should want to resign back here. And with Pascal coming back and what we're seeing from these young guys, these role players, I mean, we're just seeing one of those just fun basketball teams to watch. I'm glad to see that their offense does translate to the playoffs. It is not solely relying on Tyrese Halliburton for it to be effective. These guys genuinely have confidence. The coach believes in them. They believe in their coach. This is a pseudo Miami Heat situation, I feel personally, where with the Heat, they pride themselves on defense. It's the opposite. They're priding themselves on their offense, and it works. These guys are buying into it, and I love it. To get to the conference finals, definitely an overachievement in my opinion from where I had this team going. I'm proud of all the guys. I know people have questions about Reese, and I know I hyped them up all year, but none of that's going to change. I think Reese is a phenomenal talent. I think this is a phenomenal team. Nembhard's a phenomenal player. When they get Benedict Mathurin, he's going to be phenomenal. Miles Turner showed his worth. I think the last 3 seasons, it's been nothing but when are we trading Miles show. Like everyone's been waiting for when that trade's going to happen. Now we're having the first time in a long time where it's Miles Turner's fine. Like he's a part of what we're building. If you got to trade him, cool, but it's not a when is he leaving. He's proven his worth. Somebody saying he's about to get a bag. I think he's already in contract. I don't know if he's going to be a free agent in the next couple of years. So he's playing. He's showing his worth. For them, I don't think it's a matter of going to get a big name and messing up what you got. Keep building and building. Get another solid role player here, solid role player there, and get ready to go crazy next season.
Sage, I'm going to read you something. And we'll talk about LUKA in a second, so I don't want to shoot our load. But this is the stat of the day coming down on Jason Tatum. If Jason Tatum maintains or closely matches his current scoring pace, he is poised to eventually rank as the second highest scorer in NBA postseason history. Does this change how you look at Jason Tatum?
Am I CKEY?
It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Come inside, it's fun inside. It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Like, man, I do not care. I'm not
LeBron James.
Absent. I don't care. I'm sorry. I do not care. At the end of the day, man, I've been honest. In terms of Tatum's career, for sure, one underrated aspect about Jason Tatum's career, you could call it Tim Tebow, you could call it Jordan, anything in between. The bastard wins playoff games. So I don't know what to tell you. He is going to be up there. I think that is something that we've slept on really since he got here. However, when it talks about this specific run and how I view him specifically, man, even game 1, I'm sitting there. Y'all not bamboozling me with the power of hindsight, man. I saw what I saw. I'm not stupid. I saw what I saw, bro. I seen the Pacers' will to lose outrank the Celtics fighting back. Now, the other two games, Celtics actually, in my opinion, they fought back. They fought back. They punched them in the mouth with great defense. Even in game one overtime, you could argue defense as well. But man, at some point, we gotta just keep it simple. There's injuries galore. If the injury excuse ain't cutting it for you, these are matchups that every time I'm sitting here like, damn, I wish they had played someone else. They earn this position though. So in a weird way, we can only say so much because they earn the 1 seed. They earn the right to have things fall this way for them, and that's fine. But as far as like the career stats, and as far as like and I'm not even a major fan of on pace, and as far as like this current run, I think we all admit it's going to matter in the finals. Why? Because we all feel that if the Celtics were in the West, would they be a first round exit? Not necessarily, but that's the type of tier team they are. The East is just not that. And it's really highlighting how all season long I've really had to take the East. They ain't really closed that gap for real, man. I'm sorry. They really didn't. And if anything, the West got better.
Jason Tatum, to me, is going to have some stats that are, at the end of the day, going to be very impressive, but he is not going to seem to be a dominant player ever throughout his career. And I may be tripping actually, I don't think I'm tripping when I say that. I think we're going to look back in a couple years and be like, oh, Jason Tatum has a lot of stats. Never a dominant guy. Never really seeming dominant. Am I tripping on it? And now, boring wins. If boring works, boring wins, then it is what it is. But am I tripping when I say that? He not a lot of stats. He's going to have a lot of stats. Never a dominant guy.
I think you're tripping on it for the simple fact you're being premature about it, because if the way he's playing is easily winning him championships the next couple of years, and when he is playing these teams that's coming out West, if these performances are helping him beat these teams in 4 or 5 games or very uncompetitive 6-game series even at times, I would think the perception will be he's dominant. It's about, is he winning? I don't know. I mean, we all have those questions about how can he close games? How good is clutch Tatum? If he's winning championships, he's winning championships. I mean, they had those questions about Stephen Curry about closing games and this, that, and the third. He was still a dominant player because he won.
I mean, it's just the fact that he's known as a scorer and he's a very inconsistent scorer. But I don't know, because I watch him hella closely. Like, he affects the game in so many ways outside of scoring. So to just look at his production on that standpoint, I think is hella flawed. Like, I've seen Tatum lamp up KD for a series. Like,
yeah, he should be in the two-way player conversations more than he should be elite scorer conversations.
Yeah. So dominant. I mean, everyone's gonna have these ranking talks or whatever, and it's cool. Like, I'll participate in them too. But to me, my biggest question is, can the Celtics win with Tatum as a number 1? And after that gets answered, I truly don't care at that point. Y'all can rank him wherever the fuck y'all want, bruh. Yeah. God, because that's the biggest question for me. And I also think there's a lot of pressure on him right now to win that title. And I feel like, me personally, and this is definitely a gut feeling, if he gets this championship this year, there's going to be a big monkey off that back. It's going to be, and I feel like for future years to come, he's going to play way more freely. And it's going to be on some, like, once LeBron broke that 20. Oh, my God. Got kicked in the face. It's going to be like once LeBron finally got his first ring, how more freely he played after that.
But, damn, you really got the boot to the face. Yeah, I do think.
Let me say this, though. This might help you, Sage. This year, 26, 10 boards, 6 assists, 44 from the field, 29 from 3. The year they went to the finals, 26, 6 assists, 7 boards, 39 from 3, 40. What is that? 42%, 43% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to put that out there in the conversation of dominance. Just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, dominance is going to be tough because, to be honest, we have these conversations, except unironically right now. We got to acknowledge that Tatum could just be an unfortunate beneficiary of a hell of a front office for the past couple of years. And people may just want to, like, do, or people may be doing that thing where they don't know what they want. Because honestly, Tatum hasn't been the most dominant in terms of individual play, whether it's from eye test, statistics, or mixture of both, whatever. Like, nobody has Tatum as numero uno. We've talked about him making a leap to being in that tier, let alone being that guy. And I think the reason that he's still able to win is because the Boston Celtics have put a fantastic team around him time and time out. And the biggest hindrances to his career is when they didn't build around him. So it's a very weird and funny conversation to have, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a Laker fan. It's fun to dunk on Jason Tatum. I don't know what to tell you. But at the end of the day, I also believe that what BSOLZ is saying is correct. It will be somewhat scary if he ever actually does win, because now the mystique is gone, the pressure is somewhat alleviated, and now it's like, oh damn, well, here the Boston Celtics are going to be serious players time in and time out. Now, is he going to win?
Fuck no. LUKA sweeps the remainder of the postseason. I told you this a pod ago, or 2 pods ago. I was absent.
And I'm sorry, just before we move forward, I just feel like it's a meme now, but he's 26, bro. There's still so much more room for improvement from. Well, not so much, but there's still room for improvement to me, for him to be more consistent. But
I feel it. I'm going through just some number ones before we get up off this. Going through some number ones, more so the perimeter oriented number ones to win titles. Yeah, he's just I would have to look at LeBron James's second ring in order to get close to those numbers, and really that's just like a points per game perspective. It's hard to find numbers of the same ilk that are like
different.
Kawhi Leonard, I mean,
Kawhi was always efficient though.
I'm not saying I
haven't numbers. I
haven't looked at Kawhi, so I mean it would be fine. Kawhi is the number one. Playoff numbers don't look like that winning a championship.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Wait,
Actually,
so what
in 2019, wasn't he like 45, 40 something? In 2019? Yeah. When he won.
1 points a game, gang.
I don't know. But I'm talking about, because
49.
Tatum's capable of putting up 30 in the playoffs.
I'm talking about what he is, though. What he is doing. They all capable of having 50 bombs, BSOLZ. Kawhi Leonard.
26er.
Kawhi Leonard averaged 31 on 49 and 38 from the 3. Also with 9 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals. Yeah.
And that's in the entirety of the playoffs or just the finals?
That's the whole playoffs. So, and I can break it down by series, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts and opinions that you probably can't lose. Before we go on to a player that we think is dominant, maybe one that y'all thought was dominant. I want to know the presenters of the show, our sponsors, our friends, our families, the ones that make us money because we give them the honey. Prize Picks.
Listen, man, shout out to Prize Picks for being the sponsor of this podcast, our favorite way to play daily fantasy sports. And Omar's about to teach us how to make a lineup on this website. So,
yeah, I'm here. I'm doing what it needs to do, and I'm doubling and I'm tripling down. I see my man up there, more on the points. It's simple as that. I see my other guy. Where is he? More on the points. It's simple as that. All I
two
need
different
to do
teams.
Gotta be different for teams, gang.
Oh, you're right. I'm not done. I never said I was done.
Okay.
I do see Anthony Edwards, and I'm gonna go less there.
Do less on Cat too. Come on, you know it's a guarantee.
Oh, is it? I don't even think they put stuff up there
Cat
for
to the
him.
top.
I go ahead. I put in a 30, and I hit submit, and it's as simple as that.
Yep. And thanks to our friends over at Prize Picks. If you guys use code LKAB, you guys can get a 100% deposit match up to $100 on your first deposit. Links to everything will be in the description down below. And shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this one.
Now, with that being said, because it's been a minute since we've looked over at these, Chad, I am down. My last submission, Isaiah Hartenstein couldn't get me 8.5 points, and Tyrese Halliburton couldn't get me 17.5. And this is when they were playing the Knicks.
You got this. This is the night you hit, gang. Big money night, man. Big money night.
Nah. Yes.
Ever seen that meme of that guy like digging for diamonds? This the night you hit it. For real.
If I turn back now, right? If I tell one of y'all to
yeah.
take, nah, y'all take over on the prize picks ads, man. I can't do it no more. Yeah.
Gonna start ringing off.
Yes, that's when the floodgates open. Listen, I said the conference finals are kind of underwhelming, and it's because I need my solo. I need it. Anthony Edwards lied.
I didn't think this would be your stance, man. Damn.
What you mean? This is
I thought you was a fan
of who?
Anthony Edwards.
Come on, gang. You know my body.
Mr. Atlanta. Damn.
That's your Georgia guy.
I'm saying.
Stop.
Wait, no. So Ant's not your guy no more?
What?
We are seeing Anthony Edwards in the Minnesota Timberwolves get down, and by down I mean really down, from to Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. I think the last time we talked about this game was a minute ago, but I just want to run off what's been going on in this series. It's actually very embarrassing. It's actually scarily disgusting. NBA.com just did something crazy. That was insane what they just did to me. But the Timberwolves are down 3-0 right now to the Dallas Mavericks. The last game that they played, hold on, can I see it? Why I can't see it? Mark is gonna cut this and they're gonna be like, here they go cutting the pot again. This is getting crazy. Last game that they played, they lost 107-116. The game before that was a 108-109. They dropped both of them at home. After dropping the two at home, a very timid, and I said shouldn't have been tired, Anthony Edwards had a statement that he was going to do something specifically more to help his team out. Right? Yeah. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Go shoot more.
Or he said he was gonna shoot more. He was gonna put more into getting towards the basket. I think he said he only took 16 shots or some stuff like that. Well, I'll say this: the very last game, he did take 24 shots, and it looks more efficient on paper at the end of the game. But my God, was he so bad in the first half of this game?
He was, yeah.
He ended up with 26 points, 9 assists, 9 rebounds. But my God, this is 46% isn't the actual story, because that's not what he shot. And his running mate, Karl Anthony Towns, ended up with 14 points, 11 boards, 3 assists on 28% from the field. I got my hot take of the week because I'm getting it off right now. I'm just letting it all fly. It's easy to point the fingers at Rudy. It was never Rudy's fault. It's never been Rudy's fault. Those two frauds are sitting right there, and y'all pointed the finger at the wrong people. Y'all did it in Utah as well. Karl Anthony Towns is I don't know where he is in this series.
I will say this. You were right about that, because after game one, I sat on this pod and said, Karl Anthony ain't going 6-20 again. Ooh, was I wrong? Oh my
Anthony Towns has been abysmal in this entire series. Like, I'm talking about record-breakingly bad in the entirety of this series, right? Anthony Edwards has also been bad. It's just been made up on the end or whatever the case may be. But Karl Anthony Towns, let me tell y'all, the 3 games that he's played, this is the basic box score stats. He's shooting 29 or 28% from the field. He's shooting 14% from 3. He's averaging 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. It's not Rudy Gobert. It is Karl Anthony Towns, and it is Anthony Edwards, the one that y'all talked about being Michael Jordan.
Black people,
the
French
people, the French, wee type shit. I hear you. it is an unfair amount of just point the finger at Rudy, but that's because we have haters and idiots masquerading around and slander him on TV, which I've always said that how the NBA itself, the NBA's media portrays and talks about the game as a detriment to the game. Because if you're going to point the finger at Rudy, point the finger at Rudy because he can't give you shit offensively. It's never been his defense. He's a 4-time DPOI for a reason. But the deficiencies are on offense, and that's the issue. Because when you're having nights where Cat is playing like the Karl Anthony Towns I should have been traded, I said it at first. He tricked me. He fooled me. Because this playoff run he had so far up to this point, I was like, man, was I hard on Cat? No, I'm never too hard on these guys. They do genuinely stink. They just show themselves when they just show themselves. So Cat has been performing like the guy I said needed to be traded a while ago. I'm not too mad at Ant. It is what it is. The nigga's 22. This should not be his last time here. I'm not upset at this. Hey, growing pains. This is trials and tribulations of trying to be a great player in this league. You have your ups and your downs. Has he been consistent? No, but a lot of people told you this before going to the playoffs. Ant's not that consistent of a scorer or a shooter or a creator. He's not that consistent. So this run he's having is kind of unprecedented. How long can you keep it up? I've had these conversations, talking this shit 5 days a week. I've heard the conversations. Can he keep it up? And no, he's not been able to keep it up. He's been cleaning it up on the back end. They've been close games. So, I mean, I give him that. They're winnable games. But if he plays better throughout the game, they win. If Cat plays better throughout the game, they win. So, yes, a bigger portion of the blame should be on them. But saying that, oh, y'all pointing the finger at Rudy, it's not Rudy. Yeah, it is. Tell that nigga to learn a goddamn post move. Pick up a jumper. Lay the ball up correctly. Don't airball dunks. Stop being a liability with the basketball so that we're so afraid to give you the damn ball. That's what we need to be talking about. Not listening to Draymond, who choked this nigga out on the court, by the way. Not listening to him tell you, oh, his defense is fake. That's stupid. Not listening to Shaq talk about the umpteenth other center that stinks, apparently, because ever since he retired, there's never been a good center, if you ask him. Not Charles Barkley, who hates women. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Second worst field goal percentage through 3 games. Only Ron Artest is beating him out there. Worst 3-point percentage in Western Conference Finals history. In the last 5 games, worst in playoff history. If you want to get to some point, Damo, where you point the finger at Rudy, I tell you what, I'm fine with that. Learn more offense. Cool. He's actually been doing better in this playoffs than a lot of people would assume. This nigga Cat needs to be on Front Street for real, like big time.
Yeah, I mean, Ant's playing bad. I don't think anyone is saying he isn't playing bad. I would say last game, the overall game, when you even everything out, I would say he played good. But, I mean, everyone deserves blame. Everyone deserves blame. Like, we talk about this in terms of that blaming pie chart. Everyone deserves blame. Ant needs to play better. Cat needs to play better. Rudy Gobert is getting abused because of his flaws on both ends of the court. Because Rudy Gobert, despite, in my opinion, being the rightful DPOY, he's a flawed defender. But, I mean, everyone deserves blame. Everyone deserves blame. For me, the hierarchy would probably go Cat, and then Ant, and then Gobert, and then maybe you talk about coaching. You probably might even talk about coaching a little bit higher than that. But that's how it's stacking up to me. I don't think that's too bad of a take.
Okay, I guess this is a hot take then. Well, shit. I guess my new hot take of the week is, ladies and gentlemen,
It's just a bad series.
they just like, what are we like? Can we relax for like 2 seconds here? We're talking about a team that beat the reigning champions in 7 in the most fantastic fashion. Can we calm down a little bit? They still have a Nas Reed on the team. Karl Anthony Towns has made great strides as a defender this season. He's just fucking decking it. Now, nobody's saying in these 3 games, Anthony Edwards is underwhelming. Nobody's saying in the last 3 games that Rudy Gobert's flaws are being exposed. And nobody's saying that Karl Anthony Towns hasn't just truly been the worst playoff performer in like the last 5 years in this specific series. But we're talking like these niggas need to just move on. We're talking like these niggas are just wholeheartedly, yeah, nah, we all out on the T-Wolves and shit. When 3 games ago, we was on a motherfucking tip. Like, I ain't gonna lie, this is crazy. Like, even
They're the champions type shit.
Like, what are we doing? Souls has documented on Twitter. Not saying Souls is Mr. Basketball.
Oh, they don't count now. They don't count now, Sage. Apparently,
because NBA fans are reactionary as fuck. Like, bro, for the love of God, Anthony Edwards factoring in these 3 dog shit ass games has still been a 27-6-6 on 48-38 playoff performer, dog. Can we just pump the brakes a little bit and just acknowledge, damn, these niggas stunk it up when it matters most. They deserve to get criticized for that. But at the same time, we are having conversations about this guy. I seen legacy talks on Twitter. Dog, this nigga's in his rookie contract.
Omar, I want to ask you this: Is Anthony Edwards being fraudulent to your expectations or to what everyone's been talking about?
Second one. Now, because they went on the internet and were ready to crown him as the MJ, we're ready to put him on this pedestal, we're ready to skip the line. And I saw this little graphic that was saying that, yo, this is the normal media cycle of whatever happens with LUKA Doncic, a guard that comes out or whatever. They hype him up. They say he's better than LUKA. He plays LUKA. He fails against LUKA. And then LUKA's back to being better than him.
He's the GOAT.
LUKA's back to being better than him. I'm not about to sit here, especially for those people. Y'all crowned him too soon. Y'all crowned him way too soon. Now, a normal person will have a normal conversation. You're right. He is 22.
Yeah.
If we were doing normal basketball storytelling, my brother tweeted it out, but I had read it before he tweeted it out. There's a article about what it means for the NBA to go back to NBC, and somebody's talking about the storytelling. This would be a part of the storytelling. This is his a Bird beating MJ or Pistons beating MJ, him going into the weight room, growing from that. This is his Kobe air balls. This is his, I don't know, LeBron getting beat to the Celtics or getting beat by the Celtics, getting beat by the Magic. This is that. These are the trials, tribulations. This is just this is potentially the precipice of it. All right, you got to the Western Conference Finals. There's going to be a step that comes after that, right? This is what that could be. But because niggas are sitting here talking about he's this type of MJ, especially the ones that were like, oh no, not rookie MJ, he's 91 MJ. Oh no.
Yeah.
This is that fraudulent shit that I've been talking about. You called out Kyrie. Boy, you don't got no answers for him, do you?
Kyrie baking. Kyrie's baking, bro.
Talk shit when he winning or losing. I respect.
Nah, Kyrie looking like pre LeBron Cleveland. He pulling out some moves. I didn't even know you could speed boost like that still. They have no answers for LUKA. Jaden McDaniels can squinch up his face all he wants. Y'all don't know what's going on.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. When we end this podcast and still stream on playback for free, I need the guy that told me that Jaden McDaniels is going to lock up LUKA Doncic. I need that guy front and center. Oh my God. Man. But nah, man, like I said, it's just a bad series. It's just a bad series. I don't have anything more than that. I know that sounds baseless. I know that's not as sexy for the clips, the TikToks, anything like that. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit there and act like the Jordan comparisons wasn't anything more than LOLs. I think that's a bunch of old niggas that saw that shit and they were like, all right now. And then you got your first take segments. And because the first take niggas is talking about it, now the casual viewer goes, oh, we actually think he's Jordan? And then now we're in the situation where they are trying to tear him back down. Reality, it was a joke, but now the joke don't hit because he ain't hooping.
I think the problem was also it went from being he's next up to he's here now. You know what I'm saying? The conversations he was being put in today was a little bit out of pocket. I can't lie. But yeah, for me, like my expectations of Anthony Edwards, he's over exceeded them. So I'm not saying to him, but I've been calling this. And honestly, it surprises me how fast motherfuckers turned on Anthony Edwards. But yeah, this was bound to happen. This was bound to happen, bro.
I don't.
But that's weird to me, though, man.
It is weird.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. It's weird to me to acknowledge that there are people who are obviously being delusional and putting him on a pedestal he doesn't belong on, but you have realistic expectations for him. Yet because these people who don't know basketball are willing to crown him this, that, and the third, now we're calling him a fraud. No, these people are frauds. Stop. Niggas don't deserve
Oh,
opinion.
true.
Oh,
Niggas don't deserve that. That's my issue. I can't go too hard on Ant. I can go hard on Cat because this before this season I said trade this nigga. In this season I was saying trade this nigga. Sage, I understand. Hey man, Cat improved defensively, improve in Utah, nigga. I don't care.
I've been saying they should trade Cat now.
Nigga, I said I've been saying this for a year now.
But he's a different player.
Yes. Yeah, his value is high as ever been. Yes.
They gotta trade Cat. I can't lie, bro.
He said that when he was
tripping.
hurt.
I think y'all are tripping.
I said that when he was hurt. I said it last year. The moment Ant showed, oh no, this is my team, I said trade Cat. Because there's no reason for him to be here. The nigga's he's not built like that. Trade him for depth?
We would go down a rabbit hole because one, I would then question why are we trading for depth on the Minnesota Timberwolves? I think Minnesota Timberwolves a damn deep team. Pause. Two, I would also say that, to be honest with y'all, we talk about building teams to defeat certain players. I think while Naz Reid is a hell of a player to rise up and play Karl-Anthony Towns minutes for sure, what I would argue is the reason the Minnesota Timberwolves did so well against the Denver Nuggets is because they had not one, not two, but three motherfuckers that at any point in time, despite the foul trouble that honestly very much happened time in and time out between not one, but two, but all three players, they were able to contain Nikola Jokic. So he never had opportunity or even minutes to where he could just, he Jokic every now and then he's going to get you, but he never had that opportunity of like, oh yeah, it's chicken in the paint. I think to pass up on that because of 3 games is OD. Now, yes, for a majority of his career, he has been underperforming. He hasn't been that necessary guy, but he's in an entirely different role than he was for a majority of his career. And what I've seen for a majority of these playoffs, I haven't seen a guy where I'm like, oh yeah, he sucks, trade him. I think this is the most reactionary shit of the day. But hey, man, I ain't been right all the time on basketball, but I definitely am not trading Karl-Anthony Towns unless I know I'm getting a guy like fucking AD or something.
No, not that at all. It can't be reactionary if I've been saying it since before this playoffs, since before this season.
So you were saying this in round 1 and round 2 of the postseason.
Yes.
Playoffs started. He was saying this before the playoffs started.
We were talking about this when Cat went down specifically. I remember having conversations.
I'm saying when they beat the Denver Nuggets, when they beat who the other team they fucking
Sage. Damo's been saying it for forever and a day.
I don't remember during this postseason him saying on a podcast between April 20th, 2024 and May 19th, 2024. I'm going to need to go back. I have not heard you say trade Karl-Anthony Towns during this specific time period.
During this portion of the playoffs, I said, okay, he's been proving me wrong. Am I wrong about Cat? In my opening monologue about this very thing, I said, he fooled me. I was about to take it back and thought I was wrong about him, and I realized I'm never wrong about guys I am very hard on. I'm not too hard on them because they stink. That's who I was talking about. I said this. I literally said this just now.
You did open today with that, but I don't know.
They're saying Damo said it on Player's Choice. Damo's maintained this.
He said it on Player's Choice. He said on Player's Choice. I didn't see it.
I have no problem with it. Damo has definitely maintained that point. I would probably still disagree a little bit because of what Sage said. But if we're talking about more playmaking, then
their offense ain't good enough. That's my main reason to trade Cat. I still think they're going to be elite defensively without Cat. Going up against the Nuggets, I think Cat was pivotal in terms of having 3 7-footers to throw at Jokic. But we're seeing it right now. That offense needs help, dog. I can't.
BSOLZ. I'm about to say, if I'm trading Cat, I'm going to Portland. I'm saying give me Anthony Simons, give me Jeremy Grant, and probably give me another role player. Give me a role. Let me find a PJ Washington or let me find Daniel Gafford as the 3rd player. I would do that because what are you paying Cat all this money for to be in a situation where the backup big is essentially better in a lot more situations than this nigga? I'm sorry. I will go get Jeremy Grant, a guy that also works defensively. I'll get Anthony Simons to take care of playmaking and scoring responsibilities because he can score, and that's 2 fine players. You don't always have to just go out there and trade star for star. You trade for what your team needs, and that's what this team needs. That's the depth I'm talking about. That's 3 players for the price of 1, and the books is working out damn near because I think Jeremy Grant's making a bit of money. But that's the type of deal I'm talking about. Obviously, I'm not saying go out there and get me 7 Monte Morris's, but shit, like something like that.
Let me say this because I want to address what you said earlier about it's weird to talk about these people. One, Ant, you embraced the role. He embraced the role to me. So now,
Did he?
Yes.
He
yes.
specifically said to stop comparing him to MJ.
No, the next up role. The next up role. Listen to what I'm about to say. Just listen to what I'm about to say, gang.
Okay.
He wasn't next up. He was never next up. It wasn't him. It's always been number 77. And you've even maintained, BSOLZ, hey, it wasn't Jokic. Or was that you? I might have been talking to Cartier. It wasn't Jokic. 77 has always been the next guy, in my opinion. He's always been the next face of the league. He's always been the GOAT. He's always been that next guy. So when they try to take turns and skip lines and you embrace it, I'm going at you. Now, part of that message is also to the dummies that have been saying these things, have been trying to find somebody, especially when he's been right there in Dallas to me. But the next guy has been 77 this entire time. Nobody else.
But hasn't the conversation with Ant been specifically being the American face of the league and that, like, that whole market?
I didn't
No?
The entire conversation, there was no caveat. It was, this is the next face of the league, full stop.
I think
the conversation. Oh, go ahead, Sage. Go ahead.
No, you good. I was just gonna say, for me, one sentence. I think Ant was American. However, Omar's not completely spouting bullshit. I think he's just talking about the wrong player. SGA for sure. Ja Morant for sure. People were quick to just, you know what I'm saying? Hell, even right now, someone in the chat said, so Wemby's not next up. I do think y'all are just hilariously trying to not say that my glorious king is going to be next up. And like I said with Curry in his prime, if you're comparing Dame, Kyle Lowry, Michael Conley, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, John Wall, all to the same player, you know who that guy is. Go ahead, Domo.
I was just gonna say, when it came to Ant specifically, it was more so of the, at least from what I've seen on my timeline and even conversations we had on here or on playback when we were watching games throughout the playoffs. It was, and I can remember Soul specifically being the person asking these questions because he would see it too. Does it feel like people are pushing Ant because they want that American face of the league? We even watched that TikTok from Buddy, who was not I forgot who light skinned Cuz was with the curly hair.
Yeah.
Yo, we are so ready for Anthony Edwards because fuck the Europeans, essentially. Obviously, that's not what he said, but essentially that's what he was saying. Oh, we're so ready for Ant because fuck the Euros. So
I still think he's though.
I mean, yeah, that's literally what it is. I mean, after this summer, I want to see how it goes. I don't know. Obviously, if Tatum wins,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
If Jason Tatum wins, they're probably going to push Tatum, depending on the performance he has, Omar. Because again, if he's at a pace of 26 a game to win it, then people are going to call that Mickey because fuck the Celtics. And then we're back at square one of, oh, there is
ass now.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what they're going to say. He has to average 35 points for them to be like, yeah. All right, I give that to Tatum.
I hear what y'all are saying. I don't want to take it away from you all because, again, that American Euro thing is it. This is all just no caveat, face of the league. And mind you, it's something that we do. It is something that the NBA community does. They get hyperbolic. They're ready to jump the line, et cetera, et cetera. I'm here to say the face of the league has always, to me, and will always be through Dallas.
I agree with you with the fact that like people just wanted to jump the line way too much. Because in the terms of the truly next up, you're looking at the dudes who are 25, 26, 27 to take up that mantle. People who are entering their primes / are already in their primes to take up that mantle as the next guy up in the league. So looking at Ant, a 22-year-old, to do that was just a lot of fucking pressure. Now, can Ant be that when he's 25, 26, 27? That's a whole different conversation. And I do think when we're talking about the long-term game, I still think in terms of the face of the league, for me, is Vic, LUKA, Ant, and Tatum, and then Ja, and then all those guys. But, yeah, man, LUKA's always been in that conversation for me. And the Ringer putting LUKA at 4, that's some nasty shit.
Did you see why they had Ant at 2? Did you read, like, the why not to be worried? That was some of the nastiest shit I've ever seen in my life. They essentially said the reason why Ant is poised to be the face of the league is because there's a higher chance that there's an apocalypse and the world ends before he's not the face of the league. That was the reason for concern about him not being the face of the league.
Well, the other factors was marketability. I did see the whatchamacallit, the criteria for that list, and marketability
Mhm.
was a part of that. And again, like what Ant is doing at 22, again, if you're thinking about what he is at 25, 26, like he is gonna be crazy at that point. So
Should be.
should be.
Become a better playmaker, gang, and learn to guard Luka Doncic. You better hope he stop caring about basketball by that time.
The only player that even tried to challenge the GOAT was Nikola Jokic, and that's just because he won.
Let's keep going. Actually, to get onto some Mavericks, Glaze. The Mavericks are playing phenomenal. Hot take.
I'm gonna recycle the hot take I had on Monday that wasn't officially a hot take because I kind of already spoiled today's hot take. Yeah, Luka Doncic is sweeping the rest of the playoffs. I told you this, and everybody up here said, "Oh, Minnie got it." Post playback, Minnesota in 6, Minnesota in 5, Minnesota in 7. They ain't seen a guy like J-Mac. He ain't going against them kids in OKC. It's the DPOY. He's the GOAT. Don't y'all get bored? Doesn't stupidity get boring sometimes? Like, don't y'all ever get tired of trying to be different? The shit ain't Oprah. Everybody don't get a ring. Everybody don't get a you get a goat. You get a goat. You get a goat. You get a goat. It's one goat. It's one nigga that's at the ranch going back. And that nigga wears 7. And I got 77 reasons why to tell you it's the boy in Dallas, bro. I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. I'm sorry that you're dumb. I'm sorry that you're delusional. I'm sorry that you're late. I'm sorry you're late as hell. But at the end of the day, I've been telling y'all Luka's the best player I've seen in my 2 eyes. A little bit later than Omar, admittingly. A little bit later than my friend who, the second he said, wait, he got 4 rings in Slovenia? Oh, shit. But at the end of the day, man, y'all are OD late to this party. I'm happy as fuck that he's about to sweep the shit out of goddamn Boston. He about to sweep the shit out of the Timberwolves tomorrow, and my glorious king is going to be a one-time champion.
Let me read this because I think this is funny. Producer Cruz brought this up. This is a quote from a friend of ours, Kyle Kuzma. There was a point in time, Dallas, they definitely did want me. Kuzma told The Athletic on Monday. Winger presented me with what the trade was and obviously didn't want to trade me and kind of left the decision up to me and a little bit and asked me what I wanted to do. I told him I wanted to stay and continue to build something, and that was kind of the end of it. Yeah, so just hats off to a real loser. Just an impressive showing from the Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic averaging 33-7 or 33-8-9, 3 steals, playing great defense, a block, 46 from the field, 41 from the 3. I actually don't, and that's what's crazy. This year has been like a down year playoff wise for Luka. Kyrie filling out that B role very, very well. 28, 4, 5, a steal, 53 from the field, 44 from 3. PJ Washington chiming in 13-8. Daniel Gafford doing it big, 10-6. Derek Lively, our guy Derek Lively, 10-8-2. I want to pull up the lob numbers while y'all have the conversation, but the lob numbers are insane.
Derek Lively got like 40 lobs, bro.
Yeah, I've got another message and it's coming. But Damo, tell us what you're seeing out there from the Dallas Mavericks.
Just playing good basketball, man. Luka, being the great player that he is showing if you give him help, what the outcome is. Kyrie Irving, hey, who would have thought if he just focused on basketball, if the story was just basketball, the kid's a great basketball player. Who would have known? Obviously, everyone knows my sentiment. This is the biggest showing of a lot of these front offices being ass. A lot of these teams are ass. I'm about to start pointing my fingers at the front offices before the players because there's no way a guy like Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington, 2 integral pieces to a possible playoff team at trade deadline, and they were just wasting away in Washington and Charlotte. Oh, and while we're going, I'm sorry. Can you please cue the hot take music? Because I just want to get mine out the way now. It's ironic that we're here. Yeah, over on Twitter, after that magnificent game, Daniel Gafford went out there, gave some good minutes. Sorry, DMV guys, but you guys are
The
down
day
bad.
I die. Why the fuck?
I see this on my timeline. I see this. Friend of the show, don't know his name. He is a DMV resident though, but this is what I see.
Gobert, tailed by McDaniels.
Do Gafford understand? Like, I'm gonna say this to the day I die. Why the fuck wasn't you playing like this with the Wizards, bitch? Why wasn't you playing like this with the Wizards? When DC needed you, you wasn't there.
Now, it's crazy he
Like
says
5 points and 3 rebounds.
Crazy says this because Sage, and you're a DC guy. When has the city ever needed him? When was the city in need of Daniel Gafford? Let me. You tell me. When y'all need him?
So for context, yeah, funny enough, Omar's trolling, but he's not wrong. I guess if John Wall and Daniel Gafford were somehow lined up in their careers, maybe. But when I look at the Washington Wizards during their tenure of Daniel Gafford there, I saw a lob threat. I saw a shot blocker. And you know what I didn't see?
A point guard.
I'm sorry. Hey, DC fans, let's keep it a bean. You niggas was not watching. You're still not watching Corey Kispert. What are we doing? These niggas not watching DC basketball right now. As a motherfucker that's been to 3 DC games, stadium's empty as hell, and all in fill away games, bro. What are we doing?
And I bet you didn't see this nigga there, but he's on the internet yelling about, why wasn't you this for us? You don't even know who us is.
Catching lobs and blocking shots and getting boards.
Who's throwing the lobs? Let me ask, if you needed him this bad, because he's doing this in close games, when were the games close?
For anybody that will comment,
not too much.
For anybody that will comment, they did have a point guard. Brad Wanamaker in one game there had 7 assists. Bradley Beal averaged 6.5. Take that at what you want. Ish Smith for 44 games averaged 6. Those are the top.
I thought y'all needed Jordan Poole. Y'all needed Daniel Gafford this whole
That was
time?
in 2021-22. 22-23, the numbers went down. Bradley Beal led the team in assists with 5.4. Monte Morris was second with 5.3, and DeLon Wright with 4.
Let me show this before BSOLZ gives his 2 cents. Most alley-oops dunks in the 2024 playoffs. This is the most by a playoff team since 2001. 45. The next is Denver with 9, and the next is OKC with 8. BSOLZ, what you seeing out there, my guy?
Dallas, the amount of lob threats Dallas got is actually crazy, and with the playmakers that they got is insane. Hey, listen, man, I think it actually got cut out of the pod. I said it, man, but I guess hot take of the week, man. I got it.
The most pseudo hot take of the week session of all time.
Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving are a better offensive duo than LeBron and Kyrie. Book it.
I mean, duh.
Yeah. Oh, now it's duh. Oh my God. Now it's duh.
I never.
Yeah. It's a hot take. It's making y'all mad.
I never.
That Luka and Kyrie are really this good.
Yeah. It's obvious.
That was crazy.
Luka Doncic is better than LeBron, and Kyrie is the same.
Well,
You would have to say that Kyrie got that much worse, which I can hear that maybe.
this is from Tim Bontemps.
To me, but before you go, to me, it's just the differences between Kyrie now and Kyrie back then. Unless you think the gap between LeBron and Luka offensively is like so crazy, which you might. But I just think if the gap between LeBron and Luka is like this, the gap between Kyrie now and Kyrie back then is probably like this. I can't lie. So
Through 3 games this series, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, 181 points on 63 for 128. That includes 20 for 48, 42% from 3. These aren't easy shots, guys. Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns, 111 points, 37 for 110, which is 34% from the field. And then an abysmal 10 for 43, which is 23.3 from 3 this series. I do want to continue down this. I just want to circle the block real quick and just piggyback off of what Damo said. Well, actually, I'll continue. Luka and Kyrie seem to have a really great connection. I think that this is, it's faring very well. Luka Doncic had some words of wisdom to say about it.
A lot. Right now we were winning by 9. last possession. I told him I'm tired of shit. And they told me that's the way it's supposed to be, you know. And it just he brought that calmness for a team to me, the maturity, and it's been unbelievable to have him on our team. Just learning from him every day, positive energy always. So just a blessing having him on our team.
I gotta smile every time I look at him. That guy's good at basketball.
That's the embodiment of my joy.
I agree with Damo said earlier. Kyrie is a good glue guy. The lies that were being told about Kyrie were just so abysmal. And we're gonna get into you in a second, Stephen A. Because I just want to talk about
cancer shit, bro.
Yeah, the locker room cancer, all that. It was terrible. I do want to say this though before we get back into the lies. Damo, you're right. This is the blueprint as to how to build a championship team around the heliocentric guy or this type of guy. Now, the reason why we put them in championship conversations, I don't know, what I'm saying about them in the next series, presuming they get to the next series. But if teams like Atlanta don't look at this, if teams like Phoenix, because they should have did this with Devin Booker, look at this. If teams like Charlotte don't look at this, especially when you have an opportunity presented with you and Alex Sarr and getting a wing that could catch a lob and just some of these guys that are just sitting there. This is the most talented era, yet y'all have so many deficiencies on some of these teams. It doesn't make any sense. It never makes any sense. It never has made any sense.
You know what?
I would argue that Atlanta actually tried to build this way. They just
did not work. You know what?
The running mate was DeJounte Murray. The lob thrower was Clint Capella.
Clint Capella was 40.
Yeah, I'm about to say that.
Yeah, nah.
He's still good.
They held on to him too long.
Wrong.
John Collins of the world.
They didn't get enough defense for me. They didn't.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. They did it bad, and the personnel just wasn't. The difference between Trae Young and DeJounte Murray and Kyrie and LUKA is that, but. People are trying out the blueprint. It's just
DeAndre Hunter's, man. But where's DeAndre Hunter in this blueprint? Like, what's making you say, "Yeah, this is another guy we gotta have"? No, you should have been moved him. Like, I'm not mad at. I mean, I don't know. I would have to find an example of a team that's like hitting niggas out of there like carousels. They can't use them. But there's teams where they're just making shit work. Like, I applaud the Miami Heat. Like, they make shit work because we're talking about guys who get this bad perception. This is the same thing that happened with Jimmy Butler. When Jimmy Butler finally got to Miami, these are the same conversations we were having. This guy that's supposed to be this locker room cancer, this bad guy, this bad perception, but he gets in this environment with a team that's actually building the right way, building around them, getting role players that fit, do their job, have a coach they believe in, and it's a total different story overnight.
They paid John Collins. They weren't serious. But for me, the last team to try something close to this, actually the Memphis Grizzlies. They have Triple J, guy that he's not the best. He's not really known for a lob threat guy, but then you have a legitimate number 2 in Desmond Bain, point guard, John Morant, yada, yada, yada. This formula been there though. And it's a formula of a team that everybody's nostalgic for. Everybody remembers, but niggas ain't really tried it again. That 2018 Houston team, man. I mean, if it's not the most one-to-one shit with the Dallas Mavericks, Japanese Hall of Fame, in my personal opinion. Outside of the Brooklyn Nets to a degree prior to the tripling down trade. Yeah, I think that a lot of times we're so results oriented to winning a championship that we forget the context. Dog, that Rockets team, the only reason that shit didn't work is they played the greatest team of all time. I would have mirrored that shit.
No. The other difference, James Harden not as good as Luka Doncic.
Of course, but nobody is. That's a fact. When we do these best player in the world conversation, all-time conversations, I don't count Luka because I think that's just like, duh.
I'm a Rashard McCann. Put him to the side.
Yeah. Luka's he's not a basketball player. He's not an NBA player. He's Luka Doncic. Now let's talk about LeBron and KD.
Wait, let me ask. You take this Luka and put him on that 2018 Rockets. They're getting to the finals?
Yeah.
Now, Come the
He
fuck
making
on.
1 3 in Game 7.
Come on, bro.
He's making one shot.
Just-
They're not going to score.
If you think I'm trolling on this specific take, I can't help you. Yes.
He's gonna score the basketball.
Luka would hilariously.
I wanna get back into the lies though, because the two things, like Donald was just saying, two players I'm saying teams need to go out there and search for it. They need to search for their Jalen Brunson, the Aaron Nimhards, Jalen Brunsons of the world, Trey Mans, and you need to go find your locker room cancers. The ones that the media lies to you about, because we got Lion A. Smith lying to you about Kyrie Irving.
Do you think that Kyrie is worth all of this drama?
No, he's not. He's not worth it at all. A matter of fact, let me say this straight up and down. I think Kyrie Irving should retire. I think he should announce his retirement today. Clearly, you don't want to play basketball bad enough.
Missed by Edwards. We're in the fourth. DMITCH back out there. Irving with the ball.
Bang, bang, Reed.
Count it for the 50-50 ball right there. The other way it goes.
Pick your time. Pick your spots.
Continues to impress.
Yes, sir.
Kyrie, go! What a shot!
That's Kyrie Irving, y'all. He is to be applauded. I don't have a negative syllable to utter about Kyrie Irving. He has been spectacular. He has been. All I ever wanted was the brother. Shut up.
All right, that was funny.
I think he also recently kind of walked back on some of the vaccine statements, or was hypocritical about the vaccine statements, because there was somebody that did something vaccinated. Stephen A. Smith has been on a roll with this weirdo shit that he's been doing, because he also attacked BSOLZ guy. Did y'all saw when he attacked Jaylen Brown? Jaylen Brown?
No, what'd he say?
So he talks about him not being marketable.
Brown, it's not so much that he's underrated. It's that he's just not liked.
I saw
this quote, "I am better than you" attitude. He knows it. It's the same reason he is not as marketable as he should be. That's what an NBA source just sent me. I don't know that to be Brown.
Now I will say, that wasn't Stephen A's point though. He was just he was just saying what someone else said.
Whether it's an NBA source, his best buddy, or anything in between. No, I said whether it's an NBA source, his best friend, his mom, or anything. He allegedly is reading it. I can only call him a liar so much so in terms of the sources. Now, if the source is Notes app, that's tough. if the source is Notes app, damn.
I do not care what the janitor in the Celtics building had to say about Jaylen Brown being your NBA source.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not trying to hear that shit. That nigga, I feel he believes it. How about that? You read it, you believe it. I don't think. Nah, it's not that innocent. I'm sorry.
And that's what. No. I agree with what Damo said, because I could read a bunch of different things. I'm on Twitter. NBA Sentinel could send me 90 things. I'm not reading that. I'm not gonna read that haphazardly. I'm going to assess who this is, and then also as somebody with a platform, make a decision if this is something that I'm supposed to be saying without any credibility to it. What is that? And the reality of it, and maybe I gotta watch the whole clip. That shit has nothing to do with the underrated conversation. We're talking about play on the court and shit like that. That shit was so weird. Y'all up. What is he talking about?
I think I remember the context of the clip, because this is for some, like, literally the day after we were talking about who was on the bot account. First take popped up on my shit, LFBI agent. So I think I seen that clip, and I want to say it was something about Jaylen Brown's underrated. The answer is no. We just don't talk about him, and maybe marketability tapped in there. I don't know, but I didn't feel weird when I watched the full clip, at least. In my personal opinion, though, when we were talking about Kyrie Irving, you guys are onto something there. And I'll drop this information, and you guys tell me how you feel, because I saw this as well. Apparently, the way he feels about Kyrie is essentially he wishes he was this guy in Boston or in Brooklyn or even with LeBron in Cleveland. And he feels like he's just matured versus walking back. How do you guys feel about that, I guess, is the question. Do y'all think Kyrie has really changed as a human being, or is he just, finally just not being dunked on for every random quote.
To be honest, in Boston, Brooklyn's a little bit different because he was doing different things, talking about different things there. But in Boston, he was always this guy. And I've been very adamant on that. I think in Boston specifically, he was scapegoated to be something he wasn't. There were so many different problems with that team, but just because, one, the team played better without Kyrie the year prior because he was injured, and two, because of how poorly he played in the playoffs, everyone just blamed the fact that that team was better without Kyrie, that Kyrie's the locker room cancer, so on and so forth, when there were so many different aspects and so many different variables as to why that team failed. And everyone just put it on Kyrie. And then by the time Kyrie was a free agent, and he looked at how the Celtics fans and how that franchise viewed him, and he said, I bet, y'all don't even want me. I am going to dip. Now he gets villainized even more for wanting to leave. So for Boston, nah, I think Kyrie has always been this dude. Brooklyn, you know, there are more points you can talk to when it comes to the things he posted on Instagram, the anti-vaccine quotes and stuff like that were like non-basketball shit. To me, the dick suck got the dick suck went too far in Brooklyn when I remember that one weekend he was talking about how like Kyrie had a couple days off because of mental health shit.
And he was hanging with his family?
Yeah, and Stephen A. Smith was on him. I remember that. And at this point, it's like, oh my God, so now he can't even hang out with, like, what if that was like someone died personally and he needed some personal days off? You know what I'm saying? So nah.
I wanna give a shout out to the real Isaiah Thomas every time that I get, because he's always a stand-up gentleman. I knew it was gonna happen when this clip surfaced and got around and Isaiah Thomas addressed it. But this is what Isaiah Thomas said. I've been a friend, mentor, and advisor to Jaylen Brown since he was a student at UC Berkeley. He is 100% marketable. And before you slander his name, Stephen A. Smith, tell your source to put their name on it or don't speak on it all. Let it be known.
Now that I agree with.
Jaylen Brown himself echoed the sentiments, and I saw some people on Twitter say things like, I'm all for sources talking about potentially basketball things. When we talk about somebody's character, that's where it draws a line. Now, I think we all know how Stephen A. Smith is going to respond to this. I have no idea what you're talking about, Isaiah Thomas. I've been a fan of Jaylen Brown for years, still am. What's unfortunate is that you, who's known me for decades, would choose to go on X to express whatever dissent you feel instead of calling me directly. But I get it. It's a pattern several folks have used versus me recently, suddenly forgetting communication we've always had. So be it. I root for Jaylen Brown always, a great dude and player, but the Celtics have to close the deal.
Now that I don't fuck with, because I don't know if we're going to talk about it, but with the Draymond beef situation as well, he pulled the, Draymond, you could have called me if you really had a problem. And I'm just like, yo, all of this is public. You say all of this in public. You know what I'm saying? You're outing your sources out in public. So when we want to keep it public, now it's, oh, could have called me. You could have called. Nah, bro, if you started it public, there should be no problem with me. Because specifically, Jaylen Brown just quote tweeted it saying, state your sources. He didn't even say he was a clown. He didn't even say he was dumb. He just said, state your source. Who the fuck did this come from? Maybe he just wanted to know. But for him to post that Twitter plus over 360 character ass tweet, all right, Stephen A. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit respectfully a little bit of gaslighting there. And I think now almost borderline manipulation, because it's like, bruh, you can't like hide a source, state their public opinion. You can't hide a source, state their personal opinion publicly, somewhat in a slanderous way, especially when we're talking about like marketability versus just straight performance. And then simultaneously, when they respond on the internet, be like, well, you could have called, gang, you threw the first punch. So, yeah. Or even if it wasn't a punch, by your definition on your account, because I didn't see Jaylen Brown tweet, he didn't even punch back. He just said his opinion publicly. Yeah, and I hate that shit too. We're probably not going to get into it today, but like with Shaquille O'Neal and Kyrie, for example, I know it's kind of a reaching foul here, but like Shaq called Rhea an idiot on television. Now it'd be crazy if they had to squash that shit offline. in hindsight, granted that obviously the mature thing to do, but it's not something that you are obligated to do. And shout out to Kyrie, because being said, I love the way he handled that situation. I don't know if you saw the post game. He kind of just like patted Buddy on the back and just like didn't really say it, but like he showed how immature that shit truly was, in my opinion.
That's that corny old shit. Let me play this clip for because BSOLZ brought it up. That's extremely corny.
Stephen A. Smith really pissed me off. And the reason he pissed me off is because he hit me. He's like, yo, it's been hard for a lot of us to talk about you these last few days. You know, for me, I'm like, okay. It's been hard for me to watch. But I'm watching it because I want to see everything that everybody has to say. But the thing that pissed me off is you tell me it's been hard for y'all to talk about me. Stephen A., anytime I meet someone and they say something about you, it's never like, yo, I like him. He cool. Always like, man, that dude, he a character, he's this, he's that. And I always say back, I actually know the guy. The guy is actually a cool dude. You can take what you want from the TV screen. I actually know the guy. He's a cool dude and a real dude. And then you get the opportunity to talk about me. And listen, I know you got a job to do. I know you got to do your thing and say what you got to say. But at not one point did you say, well, y'all are saying this person is up and this person need help. Now, I know the person. Say what you want about the basketball player, that's fine. But I know the person. But to sit back and see those that claim to know and appreciate me as a human being just flow with the narrative because it was easy to do, I lost a lot of respect for a lot of people.
Hold on, and let me show his.
Draymond Green just went on a national podcast with Shaquille O'Neal, my brother, and said that he lost respect for me. Well, I've now lost respect for him.
Oh my God.
I love this brother. I got mad love for Draymond Green.
Here's the preface.
All right,
I have an abundance of receipts where I can show you. And Molly, you can be a testament to this.
Okay.
How many times have I spoken up for Draymond Green?
He always want to show some
It's been countless times. This man has been ejected from games 20 times in his career. Only Rasheed Wallace, another brother of mine, has been ejected for more games in his NBA career. In a 4-month.
I'm sorry, they not sitting down with you like that. I'm sorry. And he's probably got some more point to it. I could, you know, play it or whatever. These are your brothers, but they never sitting down with you like that.
Like, this nigga Draymond.
He's heating up. Everybody else has every other platform, Stephen A. They sitting down with Shannon, who didn't play basketball, Shaq, Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, the Knuckleheads. They're sitting down with Lou Will. They're sitting down with everybody, Jeff Teague, but you. These aren't your brothers. Stop. You are Randall from Recess. You want to be a part of the Cool Kids crew so bad, but you are not, gang. Nobody is. You could have just hit me. I don't hit you. I really don't. You're cordial. We're cordial because we're in the same places because we gotta be. They're not doing this. You're pump faking. Molly can attest. Show Molly. He never does. Stop. I'm done with him.
Nah, this is like literally if your man say you scaring the hoes away and your man's goes, that's not fair. If the hoes scaring me. Like, bro, I don't care. What are we doing? What are we doing right now, bro? I ain't gonna lie. This is crazy, man.
Oh, hot take. There is no new media. This is just old media becoming obsolete, and then the new media becoming old media. Yeah.
Reference, yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh my God, I'm just so sick
Yeah.
of Draymond.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna think about it. Let it process. It's like calling the PS5 from like next gen to current gen. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just current gen now. You know?
It's just current gen now, man.
Yeah.
We're done with the Stephen A's.
Oh, it's just media. It's just not new media. It's just media.
Yeah.
So we got to get our WNBA talk in there because it's actually getting kind of disgusting over there. Shout out to all the rookies. Shout out to all the new players. They're bringing a lot of excitement, a lot of winning. But more importantly, they are shutting the shit down with the old veterans. And I'm gonna say this: the internet discourse is becoming super nasty. I want to start off with this. Lexi Brown was on the Gilbert Arenas podcast a couple months ago talking about Caitlin Clark. You know,
I was hate watching that game with my girl. Score, Lexi, score!
Score, Lexi. Okay.
Yeah. But who plays like the style? Who plays like Caitlin's? What I'm saying, who do you think plays like her? Haven't seen a female play like her.
No, me either.
That's all I'm saying.
But I think it's like from a freedom standpoint too. I haven't seen a player with that type of green light before in college.
That's fair enough. That's all I'm saying. I've never seen the style of what she plays.
I mean,
I've never seen a female play like that.
I've had games
like that.
I've had games in college and pro 6, 7, 8 threes made out of 12, 11, 13, not 20. Like
Get plenty of them things up.
Her percentages are pretty good.
I don't like very good for as many shots. Yeah, how often she's a very high level elite player. I mean, I say it all the time. I'm very as well.
All right, Lexi.
What does Lexi Brown average? You know?
No, I'm not gonna say that. That was crazy. What I was gonna say. It's a common amount of points. I mean, she just got. I think she just started starting for real. Plus, she got Crohn's disease. Not too much on Lexi.
No. It was just funny because I was watching Girls Arena and I think they went to like a Sparks game before this, and they were like, "Damn, the way Lexi was looking out there, man, she looked like she could lead the league in scoring." I'm like, "Damn." And then I saw it firsthand. Ooh.
She averages 12 points. She averages 12 points. She's not that. She's not
friends for real.
Yeah, they are friends for real.
Like I really saw if she just got her touches up, like she could really like cook.
You know what? But I'll say this: we can have our takes about Gil's Arena or whatever, but I respect them for the simple fact that it seems like it's genuine.
They friends, yeah.
Like they genuinely when they have to, like it's not just work; it's genuine. Like
I might try to hit Lexi down. All right, then.
I'm not even here nor there, man.
So Caitlin came to town though, and y'all see the score. Y'all see the time.
Clark, that space, she's going to let it fly, and she's going to connect. Oh, Caitlin.
This same game, Lexi Brown shoots 2 for 10 with 5 points and 4 turnovers, and had to watch Caitlin Clark hit a dagger.
Oh shit! Oh, my bad.
After the trash talk. Can we get a round of applause for Caitlin Clark, BSOLZ? Now that's not where it really gets nasty. Where it really gets nasty though, for real, because this is where I'm saying women don't need to join in on the WNBA conversation if they're gonna do this.
Okay.
For our black correspondent, Angel Reese, she had a game too. She played Alyssa Thomas, one of the better players in the league, and she took a nasty fall because Alyssa's a kind of dirty player. Gave her a little hip check right there. Slow to get up. Let me rewind it a little bit for those that missed it. Gave her a little trip right there. Miss Reese is slow to get up. That wasn't the egregious one, though. That's not the one that got her ejected, even though she is down on the ground for a very long time. She is down on the ground for an extremely long time with that one. She looks a little strained right there.
Back-to-back plays, or did I miss a cut? I looked away for a second.
No, it's back-to-back plays.
Oh!
Yeah.
Chokeslam.
All right, yeah. All right. That's crazy.
Hits her head on the ground. Just straight chokeslams Angel Reese right there. These are the old biddies. Now, Angel thought that it was okay, and I'll play Angel's comment in a second. But what I wanted to present to y'all was the unpopular opinion from those that don't watch the sport. Unpopular opinion. Throwing Angel Reese down on the court is exactly how older black women treat younger black women in many industries, both professional and personal. It's not tough love, it's envy.
Is she spitting?
Y'all are mad, but this tweet has been muted for hours. I made a comparison using a viral clip of Angel Reese being thrown down by her neck onto the court by a woman who's superior and stronger than her in the game of basketball. I compared it to other work-related hazing that a lot of black women experience from other black women in the workplace. when they should be encouraging us, not hurting us or embarrassing us. I do not watch basketball. God bless.
No. All right, man. Never mind.
No, this is gonna sound fucked up. It really is. It's gonna sound fucked up. But not even just women like that. People like that. Y'all the reason it's hard to get into the WNBA. I'ma just say that plain. Y'all will sit there, tell me you don't watch the sport. Cool. I understand some souls and sagers, some keep it a buckers. They're gonna be like ironic, right? But no. At least I will shut the fuck up. What these motherfuckers will do is not then have a bad take about the sport. No. Why talk about basketball? We're talking about social injustice. We're talking about workforce hazing, slavery. Nigga, what is going on? Can we talk about the hoops, bruh? My Lord. And I know, that's immature. You need to have these conversations all the time. I get it. You know where I don't think these conversations spawn from?
Basketball.
I'm sorry. Y'all make that shit hard as fuck to get to really sit down and enjoy the shit. Because when you log in on Twitter, and I know I need to get better at blocking people out, but it's somewhat depressing. Oh shit, Kelly Clark had a step back three. Now y'all letting the little white girl and phones off. Like I don't care, bro. My God.
I mean, it shows progress. That's my devil's advocate take. No. Yeah, at the end of the day, I still think it shows progress. These like that exact play might have happened last season, and it wasn't being talked about by ultra casuals that don't even watch the WNBA. So to me, it's still a good sign. It's bad combos, but hey, man, there's a space in there for someone to make videos about it. You know, so
God,
yeah.
If someone made YouTube videos mooching off of the struggles of black people via WNBA, we have lost.
I'm just talking about the WNBA, not that specifically. But.
Oh Lord,
I think it's very nasty to try to get a point like that off with a play like that. I genuinely, I think it would be nasty if there was a clip of Larry Bird punching Charles Barkley in the face, and someone just tweeted that unpopular opinion. This is just like when the man puts the hand in that fist down on your life. Like what? Like, all right, bro. Like what are we doing, man? Like, you can make comparisons, cool. This is disgusting. Like, what are we? And then the tweet out, I ain't gonna hold you. I was just making the apples to grapefruit comparison. And guess what?
I don't watch basketball.
I don't watch this shit. So good night. Like, all right, bro. Like, that's even worse.
Been muted, even though I know y'all mad. Right. Right.
Personally, it's dumb to me.
Tweet muted as fuck, but you keep checking it.
And I think what Damo said, they go too far. So for those that don't know, Alyssa Thomas has a fiance or a wife that's on the same team as her, DeWanna Barner. And she's had to address some of this stuff because they started to say things like, about her being somebody who commits DV. Y'all, I can take the heat all day because I'm totally locked in on our season. However, implying that DV is going on in what we have, not going to happen at all. Be mad, upset, angry at the play, but we are not those people. It's not cool. That's way too far. Yeah, this goes along the lines of the Jamel Hill pretty privileged think piece for Caitlin Clark, and we've got to talk about this, that, like, when are we going to talk? I'm telling you, it's hard to find the hoops conversations. I've been finding them though, but it is so hard to find the hoops conversations in all this.
Only reason I didn't keep it to just women wasn't on some PC shit. It's because men will sexualize them. So I feel it's irresponsible to absolve the men's role in this shit as well. But man, if I need to harp in on it, yeah, the women are doing an awful job at it too.
My girl's been trying to watch every Fever game because she chose her team as the Indiana Fever because she's a big Caitlin Clark fan. And I feel bad for her because she didn't understand the concept of they got the number 1 overall pick for a reason. And she's like, man, when are they gonna win? So she was very happy after they beat the Sparks, man.
Yeah, you know what's weird? The only time I saw discourse was game 1 of Caitlin Clark. And maybe that's because I'm an omni-casual. But y'all was ready to dunk on Caitlin Clark. Ever since, I didn't even know she had a game win. That was breaking news to me. If this was in college, that'd have broke the net. Man, y'all are hell. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all niggas are assholes.
Yeah. Shouts out to the W. The continued growth is fine. Just if you don't know about it, I've always had an issue with people like
If you just don't know shit, just shut up.
Dangerously trying to get their points off though too. I don't want to retweet what Sage said, but retweet what Sage said. Shouts out to Cam Brink. She's my rookie of the year so far.
Mm.
So
how many games been played? I'm
well, the Fever have played 8. Other teams have only played like 3 or 4.
Okay.
And it's been like a really tough schedule too, right?
Yeah, they've been flying all across the country. They gonna get that money, man.
Yeah.
They gonna get that money on. You understand what I'm saying? Chicago's only played 4 games. The Fever have played 8. Or 7.
I need to push Reese agendas. Start hooping.
Oh my gosh. With that being said, that has been another episode of the Let's Keep It a Buck podcast. Make sure that you are telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Join the MVP tier. We got some kind of silly stuff coming out for MVP tier, but just good content overall. Always and forever. That's the best way to be a part of our community.
Big things coming for y'all, man. Can't say too much right now, but good changes are coming. Great changes are coming. That I feel like y'all should unanimously like, unless you're being like really weird. But
if they say they don't like this shit, that would be crazy.
It don't feel homey anymore. Like,
nigga, I stamp if they have any issue with what we about to do. I ain't gonna lie. At this point, like we said in the past, make the channel. Fuck it, unsubscribe, bro. Like that. Like damn, that shit ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Nostalgia.
Oh man, nah. Nostalgia, right? Oh man. Like, it'd be like if they got mad I took my do-rag off one day, and it was just like, you know what? Kick this guy off now.
Damo, say goodbye to the people though.
All right, that's been my favorite Midnight Snack, and we will be back Thursday. Well, you can catch me tomorrow. You know where I'll be. Player's Choice, Open Gym, be there. But yeah, we'll be back Thursday over here. Well, no, tomorrow, because we gotta watch the games and shit too. Be with us every day.
No, that's right. BSOLZ, say goodbye to the people.
Appreciate y'all for coming out. Season 5. What series am I talking about? We'll find out. I don't know, because Celtics not looking too good right now. So, what does Season 5 mean? I'll leave it to the eye of the beholder.
Say goodbye.
All right, people. LUKA sweeping majority of the LUKA sleeping. All right, people. LUKA sweeping the latter half of the playoffs. Fuck it, the rest of the playoffs. There we go. Cannot think of the fucking word. If you think that's cringe, hey, it's the truth. Sorry, gang. He's the greatest player I've ever seen in my life. He keeps showing you guys. He was doing everything prior to on one foot, and I ain't gonna lie. Game 3 was the first game I was like, hold on. He look good now. He look good now. Like literally, game 3 was the first game I thought he was healthy. I can't wait to see my glorious king raise the trophy. Take care, stay blessed. We'll see you on Thursday.
With that being said, bye guys.